guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing our monthly wrap up. So here are all the physical books I read for the month of July. I know, that's quite a stack right there. I'm impressed. And then I did 3 books on my Kindle. So I think, let me look on my Fable app real quick. I believe it was 3 books. Yeah, 3 books on my Kindle. So we did good this month. We are trucking right along to 100 books for the year. So let's get down into the different ratings and what I thought of each book. Let's go. Fair warning, I'm sorry if you hear that buzzing. It is my diabetic monitor. I am, for some reason, it's saying I'm low when I'm not. I literally just ate. So it's just not correct. So fair warning, I will try to like swipe up on it to make it stop, but sometimes it just doesn't work. So let's get into it. So the first book I literally finished at the very end of July was Seventh Circle by Tate James. It is the first book in the Hades series. I don't know really much about the series in general. I'm not for sure if it follows a different couple each book, but I hope it doesn't, because I really liked Hades. She is the leader of the Timberwolves, the Tri-State Timberwolves, which is a it's not a motorcycle gang. It is like a how do I want to describe this? It is a I want to say cult, but it's not a cult. It's a I can't think. It's like a gang, but she doesn't sell drugs or anything. She has these clubs that she runs, so they're legit, but then she also does other things that make it more of a gang. So she's completely badass, but it's so good. And right now she's like literally in a love triangle between 3 guys, which would make it more of a love square, because that's 4 people, right? Because it's her and 3 guys, so it would be made more of a square. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, it was crazy. And then she has a sister that she's trying to keep safe as well, and then also while trying to run all these clubs to keep her her safe, pretty much. But I don't want to like say too much and ruin it for you guys, but really good, very good. It kept me on my toes, and I will definitely be continuing this. I really want to get them in physical copies, so I will have to either get them at my romance bookstore or off of Amazon, because they are not at Barnes and Noble, sadly. So that's the one bad thing about reading dark romance. Not a lot of like the dark romance is at Barnes and Noble, so that's the one bad side. But that is the first book on the wrap up for July, and I literally just finished it like the last day of July, like the 31st. So that is Seventh Circle by Tate James, and I will be continuing the series. I finished the Off-Campus book series in July with the 3rd and the 4th book, The Score and then The Goal. The Score is Dean's book, and then The Goal is Tucker's book. I wanted to really watch the series because I had extreme FOMO with everyone posting about it on social media, so I literally ate all 4 of these books up between the months of June and July, which was pretty much the end of June and the beginning of July. Like I finished these like within a 2-week span, all 4 of them. Like I ate them up. And my favorite is John Logan. Like John Logan's my favorite, but Dean is a very close second. I don't think they portray John Logan as good in the show for as well as he was in the book. Like that man yearns and that man grovels in the book, and they better show that in the show, because we love a man that is down bad for his woman and will do anything. But I do love Dean and Allie's story in the book. It was very good. And then I did like Tucker's book as well. I never thought they would go the way, or that Elle Kennedy would write Tucker's story that way, but I really did enjoy it, because I'm not one that would like that specific trope, which I guess I'm not gonna really like ruin it for anybody, because if you haven't read this yet, that's kind of like, you need to get on it. But that trope I'm not a huge fan of, but yeah, it was very good. She did it very well. And I think Tucker was the perfect one to do that trope with, because he is so mature and was the perfect one to do that with. So again, my alarm, I'm sorry. But I give all of these, I think, 4 stars, I believe, each one of them. So they were very good. I will be continuing the series with the Briar U series, which is down here on my TBR shelf right here. They all go with the with it. And then I think I've seen reading orders online that you go in after the goal with these, and then you go in with the legacy after. So that's how I will be rating it. So, but those are the next 2 that I finished in July. I'm gonna jump into a Kindle book that I finished in July. It was an ARC that I got from one of the authors that I'm on her permanent ARC team for. Her name is Ray Knight, and it was her latest one, which was Sunshine and Razor Wire. And that is the cover. It's definitely more of a YA, and that was her first YA that I've read. There wasn't a whole lot of spice, which I'm used to more of her spicy stuff. So this was more of a heavier book than I was used to. There was a lot of mental health that was said in it. A lot of heavier topics were discussed in this book. But I did very much enjoy it. It was a very fast-paced read. It definitely, as I said, YA. So if you're into that and into like into the mental health aspect of books, I would definitely recommend this. We follow Zara and Cassius Wilder, and they're best friends. They have been best friends forever. And then it's pretty much best friends turn lovers. So if you're into that trope as well, this book is literally perfect for you, because they were literally perfect for each other. Oh my goodness, I loved their romance in reading about them. So perfect. I give it 3 stars only because I'm not really into the YA scene, but I do like Ray Knight's writing, and I will always forever love her writing. So that is one of the Kindle books I read. While I have my phone out, I'll just keep going with the Kindle books I read. My dark romance book for this month for our book club was End of Day by Jewel E. Ann, and that is the cover. I didn't know much about it going into it, like usual with all my books. I just knew that it was supposed to be a Jack and Jill kind of book, like esque. It was supposed to be about them. I got none of that. And I guess my expectations weren't met with this book. It was not very dark. I didn't really care about the characters. I didn't really care about the storyline. It just was not a hit for dark romance for me at all. And I just didn't care at all. And that's really weird for me with dark romance. So I give this one a 2-star rating. I did not like it at all. And I will probably not be continuing the series, because it is a series. It left off in the weirdest way to continue the series. Like, it wasn't really a cliffhanger. It was like just a stopping point, and I was like, what? It was weird. It was very weird. But on a better note, the last Kindle book I read was Wild Card by Stacey Hart. And that's a cover. This cover is so cute. The one that I had on the Kindle was more of a baseball one, because this was marketed when I downloaded it as a baseball romance. And I did not get baseball romance from this. I got best friend's cousin romance from this. There wasn't a whole lot of baseball in this at all, and I wanted baseball romance. At the time that I was reading this, there was a little bit of baseball in it, but not a whole lot. so that's the sad part. But yeah, but the dog was really cute. He showed up a lot in the story. So yeah. And then like Stacey Hart had a way of writing in this that you fell in love with these two, like instantly you knew, like falling in love with them, and like they were so good and the banter was good. There was a lot of spice, I will say that, very good on the spice. But one thing I will say was it was very predictable as well. Some of the cliffhangers, because there were cliffhangers in this, like, or not cliffhangers, I guess, like plot twists, and I saw them from a mile away, like literally chapters away. I predicted them, so that was one thing that I didn't really appreciate, but it was okay, because like I'm used to I want to not know that. Like I don't get that from a thriller, but like in this romance, I definitely figured it out in the romance. So yeah, I give this I believe 3 stars. Yeah, I did. I give this 3 stars. So those were the 3 Kindle books I had. So let's get into more physical books. The next physical book I read was This Spells Love by Kate Robb. It was literally this, if you're a mood reader like I am, this is perfect for the fall time. It has a lot of magical elements into it, and it is based in the fall. So, perfect fall read. I did this because I believe my TBR jar, one of the prompts was this, and I picked it for this. I think it was like seafoam cover or something, like seafoam green cover, and that's what I picked for this one. But I've had this since November 2023, so it's been sitting on my shelf for a while, and it was so cute. Like, it was just your perfect cutesy contemporary romance. The main character, I believe her name is Gemma. Yep, Gemma. She has a best friend, Dax, and he has been pinning for her like since they met. But she met her fiance the same night that she met Dax, and ended up with her fiance instead. And then her fiance and her end up breaking up and everything, and she still doesn't understand that like Dax is like wanting her. But the night that all happens, they go over to her grandma, which her grandma owns this shop that's very witchy-esque and has all like these spells and like all these vibes going on. And her grandma gets a spell book, and it has a spell to like erase somebody from your life that you don't want. So she tries to erase her ex-fiance from her life and ends up erasing Dax, her best friend, from her life. So then she lives a whole other alternate life where Dax doesn't know who she is. And so you get that whole point of view, and then she goes back, and like it's very good. It's very cute and very good. And there's a very good sister bond in here, because she also has a sister. And so if you like that, but I gave this 4 stars. It was so good. I loved it. And I'm not really one that likes the cutesy romance unless it's Nicholas Sparks. But this one I did. I very much enjoyed this one. So that's another physical book for this month. Now moving on to my big honker of a book for this month, Night World. This had 3 books in it, all by L.J. Smith. It had Secret Vampire, Daughters of Darkness, and Spellbinder. If I had to pick like my favorite out of the 3, I think Daughters of Darkness was my favorite. But it had werewolves, vampires, witches. It did not have shapeshifters. It does say it has shapeshifters on the back, but this like volume did not. So I'm hoping like one of the other 2 books does, because I have the other 2 volumes down on my shelf, which I will hopefully be starting soon. But I definitely did like them. The first one, Secret Vampire, we have Poppy and James, which is her secret friend, and that turns into her lover. James is the vampire in this the story, and Poppy actually turns out that she gets cancer, a very bad form of it, and is essentially dying within like a couple weeks. It's so aggressive. And James is riddled with the fact that he either needs to turn Poppy into a vampire like himself or lose Poppy and she dies. So yeah. But there's a bunch of laws and stuff with the Night World, and that James could be held accountable if he does that. And then with Daughters of Darkness, you're introduced to another characters that were mentioned in the first book. So it's Ash, which is a person that you're introduced in the first book, and then his sisters, that they are vampires as well. And then they come and they go into the real world and they do a little mischief of their own and fall in love with their own humans. So you see their story. And then the last one gets involved with witches, and that one was very good. I really enjoyed that one. The ending of that one was so good. So good. Like, oh, it pulled at your heartstrings. But it was so nice to be immersed into this world again. It definitely made me think of Vampire Diaries, because of course, like, this is the author of Vampire Diaries. And some of the times that I was reading this, I had Vampire Diaries in the background playing, so it was just like the perfect atmosphere. But I definitely give all of these either 4 stars or 4.5 stars. So I can't wait to immerse myself into the Night World some more with the next volumes coming up here soon. So that is more books that we finished in the month of July. And then I'm down to 2 books. My thriller for this month was my first thriller by Freida McFadden. I've heard nothing but good things about Freida McFadden's writing, and I can see why. This book was so good. It kept me on my toes the whole time. The ending I did not see coming. I would have never guessed it was who it was at all. I was blindsided completely. Did not see it at all. So I love that when a thriller does that to me. So I will definitely be reading more Freida McFadden's books if she writes like that constantly. So but I'm also one, when a thriller, I don't see things coming in a thriller sometimes. Sometimes I do. It just depends on the writing style. But if Freida McFadden writes like this in all her books, I think I will enjoy them. But I've had this one since October of 2024, so I'm very happy to put this one off of my TBR shelf. And it's just so pretty too as well. Like, I love the cover and I just enjoyed it. It was so good. I couldn't put it down, and it was a very nice trip to go through. I loved it. So I can't wait to read more thrillers, because if you watched my TBR video, you know I have a lot of thrillers and mysteries on my TBR for August, so I'm going to enjoy them. So that is the next book that we read in July. And then our final physical book that we read in July, well, final book, because I've already done all my Kindle books, is We Who Will Die by Stacia Stark. This is probably one of my prettiest books I have. Well, no, my prettiest book is Fury Bound, but this is another one of my prettiest books. It's got like these cute sprayed edges. It's got the roses and then like the gold on the side, but it's so pretty. Another vampire book, of course. And it started off so slow. I will say that. It started so slow, but most romanticies do, and this is no different. But I did enjoy it, and I will probably 100% keep going on with the series once the next book comes out. I don't know if it has came out yet. I'm really bad about that. I really need to like put it in my planner or something when books come out that I'm in the middle of. Maybe we'll do a video about that, like me looking up when books are coming out that I'm in the middle of series of and writing them in my planner, and then going and getting them at Barnes & Noble. Maybe that's a series we'll like start on YouTube. Let me know in the comments below if you'll be into that. maybe we'll start that because I'm in the middle of so many series and I probably need to write them all down. But I loved it. Anything with vampires, I love. Anything with like dueling and stuff, I love. I'm just a fantasy girly. Got my fantasy romantasy and my dark romance, and I'm happy. And that's what this had. It had its spice, it had its darkness, it had its fantasy, it had romance. It was good. I really don't have any complaints about it, to be quite honest. It's all around good. So, yeah. So 3 Kindle books, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 books for July that we finished. That's a pretty good number, and we are like over halfway done through the year. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.